Good evening and welcome to this video on the 1937 Edward VIII one penny, which was never actually put into mass circulation and only two of them are known to exist. Okay, this is on the Showpiece website, and here we go. If you look at this, it will show you the coin recently acquired by Showpiece is one of only two thought to be in the hands of private collectors and has been valued at £200,000. The value is born not only from the rarity, but the story surrounding its design and subsequent failure to enter mass production as a result of the monarch's abdication. So there are only 4,000 pieces that'll be NFTs and at £50 a piece. So that's not very many for something that's so popular. And these could be snapped up fairly quickly. Okay, so you can register for this. Okay, so if you want to register, it's well worth it. Okay, the release date is going to be first access for people that have already bought the 1 cent magenta NFT. Have got first access on the 7th of March 2022, and then a day after it's going to be the 8th of March 22 for general release. A limited quantity will be made available on the 8th of March, so that'll be the day when most people have the chance, if they're not already an owner of the 1 cent magenta, to purchase one or more. And then the closing offer the offer closes on the 31st of March this year. Okay, and then it says some more information about it. Working with our numismatic partners, H. Baldwin and Sons, a replica of the 1937 one penny will be made available to the first 100 collectors that purchase 20 or more pieces of the coin. So you'll get a replica of the coin as well if you purchase 20 and you're one of the first 100. And then it's a little about the history of the coin. Okay, so Edward VIII, as most students of history will know, abdicated. So because of that, coins were put into, the coin wasn't put into mass circulation. And so here it says, following the Edward VIII sudden abdication, never happened, and okay, the coins were never issued. But this wasn't the first headache the enigmatic well caused the mint. Okay, then yeah, a bit more about the history. For only 11 months during 1936, makes its controversial reign the shortest of any monarch in the United Kingdom's history. Okay, so then we go down to a newspaper article on the Showpiece website. No coins of King Edward. Rushed to buy stamps. Okay, so people went. No King Edward VIII coins will ever be in circulation. This was from the Daily Herald in 1937. No issue could have been made before a royal proclamation announcing the date on which the coinage would come into circulation. Such a proclamation was expected this month. It would have described the design of the king's head and the designs on the reverse side of the different denominations. And this is interesting. So the existing King Edward VIII stamps will be issued until the stocks are exhausted, when you can still buy. They were issued. So within a quarter of an hour of the abdication announcement, post offices at Southampton were raided yesterday by philatelists who purchased all King Edward VIII stamps of the higher denominations. Okay, so that's just a bit of back history and a little bit more about the history of Edward VIII there. Okay, so and following his abdication, Edward VIII requested a set of the coins, but George VI refused, making this 1937 Edward VIII one penny the second item on Showpiece that not even the king could obtain, but you soon can. Okay, and this shows how much the actual pennies increased in value. In 1937, it's gone up from one of them was last sold in was sold in 1978 for £25,000. Then 2019 one that was sold for £133,000, and the latest one's been sold this year for £200,000. Okay, so there you go. And then a bit about how Showpiece works. Okay, so talks about fractional ownership. It's a process by which you can own part of an extraordinary item that you otherwise wouldn't be able to own in its entirety. The Showpiece, we split ownership into a fixed number of pieces, and your level of ownership corresponds to how many of these pieces you hold. E.g., if an item was split into 100,000 pieces and you purchased 10,000 of these, you'd own 10% of the underlying item. And then is it true ownership? Yes, because you're following a purchase of your pieces, you'll receive the documentation that enshrines your legal right under English law. What benefits will receive? At Showpiece, you'll be able to build a collection of the world's most extraordinary and culturally significant items. We believe this is the future of collecting and building a digital experience we hope you'll love. Both the physical and digital benefits of ownership will vary from item to item, but will always include the economic rights and voting rights over the such future of each item. Showpiece and our partners will also provide secure custody and insurance for each item. Okay, and then how can you sell them? And there it goes on to say we plan a marketplace before June 22, through which collectors will be able to purchase and sell pieces of their Showpiece items amongst each other. Okay, is this safe? The safety and security of the offering is our number one priority. The VIII one penny is safely secured in Baldwin's vault on the Strand, London. Baldwin's have also arranged for insurance to cover the coin in case of loss and legal security. By using a trust structure, the beneficial rights of those purchasing pieces of the stamp are governed by recognised and widely used elements of English law. We have invested a lot of time into getting this right. A Showpiece will really are offering true ownership in these extraordinary items. Digital security. This is quite interesting. All transactions and ownership data will be recorded and stored using Amazon's Quantum Ledger database. This is an immutable solution, meaning that a log is maintained containing all the previous changes to the database, and not just the current status stored. Cryptographic verification is used to guarantee the veracity of this log. Okay, so it's like a blockchain. Will I receive physical proof of ownership? Yes, it'll be emailed to you. There we go. As a digital certificate indicating the number of pieces you hold. Both will be available to you for print. Okay. We accept payment by cryptocurrency. We plan to add support for cryptocurrency payments soon. Make sure you are signed up to our email communications to find out when this becomes available. You can sign up for updates by entering your email address here. Okay. Then, yeah, there you go. So what do I think about this offer? Well, I think it's very interesting. Okay, I think it's a good one because there's so few of them. I mean, it's a very popular coin. It's always gone up it's always been sold for a higher price. Look at that, it's a nice little chart there. Going up, that's what we like to see. Okay, I think it's an interesting coin because it was never issued in great quantities. Collectors like it. And would I buy? I'll probably put forward to buy one myself. I think it's what makes it. I think it might go up in value, a little bit. So I'm not giving this as financial advice. Got no idea. I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't to be construed as financial advice. But because there are only 4,000 pieces of it, and they're only £50 a piece, I think it might be worth buying one piece or two pieces. Because if I'm lucky enough to get them. I think there are 100,000 people that own the 1 cent magenta fractional. Fractional. You have to go onto the other site here. Okay, 51. Sorry, the 1 cent magenta. There's 51,000 pieces of that owned. So there's probably quite a lot of people, and that was £100 each. 51,000 people or pieces are owned. I'm not sure how many exactly would have been owned by each person. But I think if I can buy this, I'll be very lucky. I think it'll probably, this is just my own opinion, I think it'll probably sell out quite quickly. And I think having something that's, it's a supply and demand thing. There's not many available and supply is tight. Demand should be quite high. Something that should go up in value. That's my hope. And if I'm lucky enough to get one or two pieces, that would be great. So, okay, I hope you, if you decide to to put forward to buy this coin, this NFT, that you're successful. And yeah, as I said, it's a good idea to register now. And then if you get the option, if you already own one of the 1% Magenta NFTs, you'll have the option on the 10th of March, or otherwise it'll be the day after. So if you decide to buy, I wish you luck. I hope you're successful. And thanks very much for watching this video.